Hello, and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Slice of Fried Gold. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. If you are listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review. My name's Paddy.
I'm Ben.
And Ben, how you rootin' tootin'?
I swear you've missed something.
No?
No? But I normally get to the end of the road before you've finished the intro.
I don't know, unless I just did it quick and didn't mess up for once.
No, because you don't normally... Well, do you mess up quite often? No, I don't really do.
Did I miss anything?
I don't know.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Slice of Fried Gold. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that notification bell.
Spotify?
Yeah, Spotify.
Did you say Spotify? Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. So, how am I? Few things.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever look at someone and just think, what the fuck is going through your head?
Every damn day.
Okay, not just me then.
What happened to you?
So, today...
Okay.
Was walking to work, and of course, around the corner from my house, there's a little row of shops, and there's a lay-by in front of said row of shops for people to drive and park up and then go into said shops.
Yeah.
There's about 3, maybe 4 spaces available.
Yep.
And this little old lady comes up, and she doesn't want one of those 3 or 4 spaces that are free. She wants a space that someone else is parked in. And she literally sits there,
right,
stopping all the traffic, waiting for this spot to come free.
Right.
And literally, one of the free spots was the next spot along.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was, she wanted this spot right at the end of the lay-by and all the other spots were at the other end of the lay-by. No. She wanted that spot.
That's her spot.
And I was just like, why? But why?
Yeah.
You know, what? I just didn't understand it. I was just like, what is going through your head? Like, where are the neurons? Why aren't they firing?
You know why? It's because people are so obsessed with, their spots. I know, you got, the Sheldon thing of, this is my spot. That's my spot. But so many people are like that, just in general. This is the car parking spot I always park in. This is the seat I always sit in. It's the same when we go to the cinema. I like the seat that I always sit in.
Yeah, but if it's not available, you don't kick up a fuss.
Oh, no, obviously not.
It's like when I go to the pub quizzes on Mondays.
Yeah.
There's a specific spot I like to park in because, one, it tends to be far away from everyone else, and 2, when it comes to leaving, it's just a drive straight out kind of thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And so I always park there, but if I ever turn up and it's gone, I'm not like, oh no, damn it, I must now sit here and wait until this spot comes available.
I can wait.
Fuck the pub quiz, I will sit here and wait. I'm not going to do that.
No,
I'll find another spot. I will live. But it's more the fact that this lay-by isn't big. Mm-hmm. It's not long. Why? I just... when I go do my weekly food shop and everything, I usually park sort of right at the back of the car park, away from everyone else. And I always come out and there's someone parked next to me.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Why? All this space, and you choose next to me. But then I have learnt that there is actually a psychological reason behind that.
I think I know about this.
It's something to do with, 1, safety in numbers.
Yeah.
So if your car is next to another car, it's less likely to be broken into.
Yeah.
And 2, if you've parked quite straight, another car will park next to you, so they can use your car to park straight themselves.
Yeah.
So, obviously people are just like, oh my god, his parking, chef's kiss. It's amazing.
For a gay guy, it's so straight.
That and my teeth are the only 2 straight things about me. Another thing, I weirded and shocked myself out the other day.
Okay.
So, as you know, one of my Twix, not Twix, that's a chocolate bar.
Yep.
Ticks, that's the word I'm looking for. One of my ticks is, I run my fingers through my hair quite a lot, because still got it, Paddy.
That's why I always rub my beard, because I haven't got my head.
But anyway, I was running my fingers through my hair the other day, And there was this one hair that I could feel between my fingers, and it just kept going and going and going and going.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is obviously a hair that's come loose, and I'm pulling it away from the rest of them. And then I felt it tug at my scalp. And I was like, no. Pulled it forward. And bearing in mind, it was tugging at the back of my head.
Right.
I pulled it forward over my head, and guess how far it came down?
To your chin.
It came down to here.
No, it didn't.
It came down to nearly above my belly button for the people on Spotify.
Wow.
Nearly above my belly button. And I was like, how the ever-loving fuck did this, survive the hairdressers? I've only gone and recently had my hair cut about 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck did this survive? And then also, how the fuck have I not noticed it before this?
Well, Go on. You finish?
No. You
So I have this occasionally, every now and again, I will wake up in the morning and I've got suddenly, a random long hair.
Yeah.
So I wonder whether or not it was, one of your longer hairs already, and then, that root just had a spurt overnight, and then you grew it grew like a foot,
an extra
foot worth of hair. It can happen. You never know. Stranger things have happened at sea.
I worked out what it was.
Oh, what was it?
It was 2 loose hairs that had knotted around a hair that was still attached.
Oh.
But I was sitting there going, the fuck? And then I finally felt the little bump of the knot, and I was like, this now makes sense.
My hair's matted, that's understandable.
Yes. Well, when you run your fingers through your hair that much, it does tend to happen.
It does.
Yeah. And finally, once again, there was something else I wanted to talk about. As usual,
Ben
can't
has
remember.
forgotten. And you know what the thing is, people, is that most of the time we never ever actually find out what that story is, because even when it then comes to the next week's recording, he won't have remembered, or he would have texted it to me.
My brain just goes, this is obviously not valuable information,
so I
chuck it.
Throw it away.
It's like when doing drama in school and uni and everything, and I would learn the lines and everything, and then I'll do another play and I'd learn the lines for that, and then people are like, oh, tell me what it was like being in Othello. I'd be like, I was in Othello.
Yeah.
My brain literally goes, we no longer need this anymore. Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
but then I can still remember some lines from plays that I've done from donkeys years ago. Or can you not remember any?
I can't remember a single fucking line. Pat.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
I remember the lines from our improvised things.
That was because we were the creators, Ben.
The get out of my hood. You're wearing your hood. Things like that. I remember.
Gold. Where was the Oscar?
But yeah, if you asked me, I did a monologue of what was it? I think it was I did an Othello monologue. No, in fact, for my GCSE, I did a monologue from Marit Sard. Could I tell you what a single word I said? No. I can tell you though that I was in a straitjacket and I jumped up on a wooden block. That was part of it. I can remember that.
That was when Ben was nimble. And he could do that.
Bitch, I'm still nimble. Nimbler than you.
Yeah, money's out.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I as always, cannot remember what it was. And yeah, that's just life. So Paddy, how are you whilst we sit here waiting
for the four-way control red lights?
But I didn't even realise there was 4. I thought this.
I didn't realise there was 4. I think there must be another junction on the other side.
Further up.
Yeah.
Must be.
Yes, I am well, Ben. Thank you. No fights this weekend, which was quite nice, considering we didn't win the football.
Mm-hmm.
There was a damp mood on Monday throughout the team, where everybody was a little bit down in the dumps, understandably.
Just to stop you there, we at the pub quiz this Monday, we had a teacher turn up for the first time, and we were asking him, how did it go down with the school kids? And he laughed and he said there was one lesson where only 3 students turned up. All the others were unauthorised absences.
I'm not surprised.
And I was just like, that's just hilarious.
Well, the thing as well is that, They literally break up next week.
There's your fourth.
I had one. So they break up next week anyway.
Mm.
So like they're not. It's also like that time of year where like in the academic year where they're not like basically learning anything. They're like reviewing things and doing like mini tests and all that stuff. You know. So I kind of understand why they kind of then suddenly everybody came in on Tuesday. It was like I was ill.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, nothing really to report on the work front customer-wise. We haven't had any issues like that. Mm-hmm. Ironically, I've done a U, and there was something I wanted to talk about, and I can't bloody remember.
Welcome to my world. It's a fun world, actually.
I will take your word for it.
No. It truly is a fun world, because sometimes you do something, and you forget about it, and then you surprise yourself.
Well, I told myself the other day that I was going to start jotting stuff down for this.
Right.
And then I forgot to start jotting stuff down for this.
So what I mean by this is a fun world, when I was at uni, the local Domino's, shout out to Lincoln Domino's, used to do a student deal of a medium pizza, a garlic bread, and a tub of Ben & Jerry's for free. Like, you bought the medium pizza, you got the garlic bread, and then you got the tub of Ben & Jerry's for free. Okay.
Ben,
my syntax was fucked.
You made that sound like you got everything for free.
No.
You were like, you were this poor, have everything for free.
Well, to be fair, the medium pizza and the garlic bread was also heavily discounted, and then you got a tub of ice cream for free. Yeah. Naturally, being the fat man I am, I had it every week.
Yeah.
And then I would get it, it would turn up, I would put the ice cream in the freezer, I would eat the pizza and the garlic bread, and then I would forget about the ice cream.
Oh my god, I literally did that the other day. I opened the freezer and I forgot I had ice cream in the freezer.
And so, I would open up the freezer.
I still haven't started it because I've just remembered that I have ice cream in the freezer.
But yeah, I would open up the freezer and there would be this tub of Ben & Jerry's and I'd be like, oh, thank you, past me! Oh, you are amazing! I love you! And do you know what's the best? Is I tended to start doing it right when, this was before you were into it, but Avatar Legend of Korra was coming out, and of course, that was still before like Netflix had really taken its stride and everything was coming out all in one go. So it was being released weekly.
God,
weekly. I'd be sitting there, I'd wake up first thing in the morning and I'd watch it because of course it was out in America first, so I'd watch it in the morning once it had been released, like and I'd be like, oh, let me just make myself a sandwich. Let me get some bread out of the freezer because of course if you're living by your own and single, put the loaf in the freezer, it lasts so much longer. Yeah. Tips with Ben. And I would open up the freezer to go make myself a sandwich. And then the ice cream would be. And I'm not going to lie. Once again, fat man, you don't get this fat without making some choices. I would have ice cream for breakfast, and I loved it.
I bet you did. I would have done the same.
I'd be sitting there watching Avatar, eating my ice cream. Oh, the beauty. And I did it quite regularly.
So I used to do something very similar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but mine's slightly worse. So when we used to go out on like a Saturday night and get smashed.
Yeah.
We would obviously always go like the long way home and go to Mackie D's.
Yeah.
We'd either go along the beachfront and then up over the tracks, or we would walk past mine and then go down the hill and then to McDonald's. Either way,
walking past yours was actually quicker.
It was actually quicker, but it involved more hills, and when you're drunk, that is a struggle.
Yeah, but then you're working those calories off for the McDonald's.
I didn't need to work off the calories. I wanted the calories to make my life easier. But I used to have like all my food and my snacks or whatever, and then I used to buy a milkshake and bring it home with me and put it in the freezer. So when I woke up in the morning hanging out of my arse, I remember coming downstairs one day and I just said good morning to my parents, and they looked at me like, what are you doing? Because I opened the freezer and I pulled out a milkshake, and my parents were just like, what are you doing? I was just like, I know, a milkshake is always a good shout. My dad just laughed at me.
Well, I remember like when we first got to drinking age, when we were legal.
Yep.
You swore by dairy.
Yeah, dairy.
You swore by dairy for a hangover cure.
Now I have a little bit of yogurt, I have the shits for a week.
Which is fucking hilarious.
I know.
Because I used to remember thinking like, what? Oh, dairy? I've heard water, I've heard sugar, I've heard, but dairy? Really? Interesting.
I assume it was like the fats and everything and the saturates, which would help.
Yeah.
and like almost create like a base layer.
Maybe.
I used to know somebody that used to always have like a pint of milk before they went out to like line the stomach.
Ugh.
And they always swore by it, and there was people that always said like a pint of water and a couple of paracetamol before you went to sleep. You'd never get a hangover and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on your body.
Yeah.
Tips with us.
I still, the Scottish, you got it right. Sugar.
Yeah, iron brew.
Sugar, and more sugar. Iron brew.
Iron brew is the one.
Yeah.
Iron brew is I haven't known that. I'm going to have to get an iron brew now. I'm going to get drunk tonight and then buy an iron brew.
You ain't going to get drunk tonight.
Oh, no,
it's too late.
I am going to bed.
Exactly. You're an old man now.
I know, I can't do it anymore. But yeah, other than that, apart from that random tangent on ice creams and freezers, no, I don't really have anything to report, to be honest.
Just when you get as forgetful as me,
yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about.
You'll start sort of surprising yourself, and it's great fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you say, "Oh, do you remember saying that?" And I'm like, "Shit, I did say."
Yeah.
Or it's when a couple of people will message us after they've listened to the podcast, and you're like, "Oh, you said this," and I'm like, "Did I?" Because my brain literally goes, "Oh, you said this now. You don't need to worry about it ever again."
Yeah. It's exactly that. It's just like the amount of times I'm going through and I'm editing it and I'm syncing things, and then I'll cut to a bit where I'm syncing like a image in or something.
Yeah.
And then I hear like a joke, and I went, "That was actually funny." I completely forgot we said that. And I'm like sitting at home and I'm giggling to myself at like listening to us.
Fair enough.
So I'm like, at least somebody finds this funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we talk film?
Let's talk film.
So we've just been to see Twisters.
You go first. I went first last time.
Okay.
See, I remembered that.
Yes, you remember that one. Right. I don't know if you've seen the original Twister.
I have not.
Okay. So this being what they class as like a legacy sequel.
Cool.
I don't know if it can be classed as a legacy sequel because it literally, apart from the tornadoes, had nothing to do with any of the original characters.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but the original film was a disaster film?
Yeah.
Because this was a disaster film, it was not.
No, it wasn't. So it had a very different change of pace, which I enjoyed. So when I was telling my restaurant manager that we were going to see this week,
yes,
she said, I remember watching that and I got like nightmares from it, the original Twister. Because it was like, it was genuinely a scary movie. The first time I ever watched it was, I was going to my aunt's during like the summer holidays or something like that. And we watched it during the day. We watched it on like VHS or something.
Right.
It came out in 96.
Yeah.
So I remember watching it when I was like 8 or 9 kind of thing. But back then, it was a PG.
Mm-hmm.
Because disaster movies, even though there was a lot of death back in the 90s, it was a PG.
Yeah, but you never see the death.
No. But like the original film was like such a nostalgic movie for this, for me.
Yeah.
And for this one, even though it was slightly, a bit of a different tone, different kind of story beats and this and that, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was very, very good. CGI was very good.
Apart from one scene.
Apart from one scene, yes, I was going to bring that up. Apart from one bit where it was a little bit dodgy.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the camera work and the integration of like the live feeds and things like that. I thought it was very, very clever.
Yeah.
The acting I thought was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Daisy Edgar-Jones was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Powell, you're welcome.
That's a man I would huck to and sit on that thing. Reference. Carry on.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Oh, come on, even you would probably.
Oh, God, yeah. He can turn a man.
He smiles those pearly whites and looks at you. He's got blue eyes, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's got very small eyes.
He's got very small. I will agree with that. But like, he shines them pearly whites and gives you them baby blues and hello.
Your man that was in the most recent Transformers movie, he was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the storyline was very good.
Yeah.
I did find it hilarious that the character at the beginning, the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Did you not think? I don't know if it was just me, but he looked like the Hispanic version of Zachary Levi?
No.
I thought so.
Okay.
I thought he looked like him. He had the kind of same facial structure and cheekbones and nose. I was just like, you look like Zachary Levi, but Hispanic.
Okay.
But overall, I mean, I laughed quite a lot in this film.
Mm-hmm.
It had quite a lot of funny bits, quite a lot of uplifting bits, quite a bit of downs, of story, parts of the story and everything. But overall, I thought this was a really enjoyable film. I think I would happily watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those ones that's easy watching. You haven't got to concentrate.
Yep.
Obviously, as well on cast and crew. Obviously, David Cornsweet, who is obviously new Superman, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could tell. I don't know about you, but you could tell where there was. Because obviously, like with most movies, they film bits out of order,
yes.
and you could see where he had been bulking up and where he hadn't.
Yes.
From where he had been given the part of Superman a bit, and he didn't know just yet. So you could see that he was wearing like a slightly bigger shirt to kind of hide the fact that his arms had suddenly grown like 3 inches in a day.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, that can't be helped.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a really good film, really enjoyable. Soundtrack was good.
Mm-hmm.
Country and western, I sitting there tapping my foot, wish I could stand up and do a bit of line dancing, but in the cinema as you do. But yeah, I thought it was a great film. I think it's certainly, you don't have to have watched the original Twister movie to have watched this.
No, because I haven't.
Yeah, you can just go in, watch it, and have a good time at the cinema.
Yeah.
So I really hope this does really, really well. Because I think it deserves it, especially for certainly a lot of the movies that we've seen lately. I think it's definitely one to watch, and people should go and watch it and support.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Ben?
Yeah. So as we said, the original one was a disaster film. This was not. Do you know what I would actually class this as? I would class this as a romance set during a disaster.
Yeah.
But what I like, because normally when it's a romance, I'm like, kill me now. Let's just get it over and done with. The reason why I think this works and why it's an easy watch and enjoyable film is because the romance isn't front and center.
No.
It's not like, this is all about them two getting together. It is. At the end of the day, that is the story, but the romance grows naturally. It grows. It grows slowly. It blossoms. It builds, and that makes you more invested in it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it really worked. And then, of course, because the characters also themselves weren't focused on the romance, they were focused on the tornadoes and the disaster relief kind of thing and all that kind of thing. That it was a romance film where the romance wasn't the main thing, and that made it more enjoyable because I hate romances.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. I'm not very well versed in meteorology and especially the science of tornadoes. But it seemed, from a complete novice's point of view, well researched.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Like, they would be talking about stuff, and I was like, that seems plausible.
Yeah, that seems like actual science. That could be actual science in the situation.
Rather than, what's it? Because Dara Breen does a joke about it.
I can't remember the joke, but I know which one you're talking about.
Is it The Day After Tomorrow or something like that? Where it's like the nano monopoles are...
Yeah.
Because he does a joke about that they're heating up and they're getting fiery or something, and then blah, 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 blah. And it's like, what? Whereas this one, it's talking about things where it's like, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Whether it is or not.
I mean, we're no Brian Cox, but that sounds like it could be the correct thing for what they're talking about.
So what you're saying is, Brian Cox, you need to do a YouTube video where you watch this film and you critique the science of it.
You know what? The sad thing is that I bet even before this episode that we're recording comes out, I bet if we went home and then went to TikTok tonight, there would already be people talking about this and whether or not the science is true.
Probably, because you get people critiquing the history of films correct, and if you've got a specific film talking about a specific moment in time, you have the people talking about the history of it and everything. And I'm pretty sure there's ones where they discuss the science of films and everything, so I'm pretty sure it's a possible thing. But yeah. Brian Cox, go do a YouTube video. You'll make lots of hits.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Copyright slice of fried garlic.
We will happily take marketing and consultation fees.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I fully enjoyed it. It was very good. Well done. As I said, that dodgy CGI scene right at the end.
Yeah, that was
Caught me off guard. I was like, oh. Green giant. But yeah, other than that, it was very good. Highly recommend. Go watch it.
Do it, people. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Right. With that being said, we've got some time.
Yeah.
We're going to quickly brush on the Acolyte.
Yes, we've got time because the roadworks held us up. If we didn't, if the roadworks weren't there, we'd be home already.
We'd be at home and doing final thoughts. So, at the time of recording, the final episode of the Acolyte came out today.
Yes.
Overall, my thoughts are, Ben's still got a couple of episodes to watch, so I'm going to keep it minor spoilers. But he's not too fast, to be honest, because it is basically a big pile of dog shit. The best parts about this are...
Jason Mendoza.
Jason Mendoza.
He's another man that would huck her and sit on that thing.
He is fucking ripped in this show.
He was ripped in a good place.
I know, but he looks more ripped now. I think maybe it's because he's a bit older, a bit more rugged. Yeah, Jason Mendoza. And
we need to know his actual name. Manny Jacinto, that's his name.
It is.
Well done. I'm so proud of myself.
Well done, Ben. I didn't even have to Google it.
Can't remember what I wanted to talk about, but I remember an actor's name.
Oh, yeah, fit actor's name. Yeah. Lightsaber fights, yeah, they're cool. Overall, this story has been pretty pointless. The biggest letdown is that, and this will be like pretty much the big spoiler for you, is that the series basically ends on a cliffhanger because they think they're going to get another season.
Yeah.
They should have realised that they weren't going to get another season and just tried to do a single mini-series. Because in the final episode, we get a couple of cameos from big characters. One which you already know about.
Yep.
He's a little green guy, if you guys haven't seen it yet. Catch the drift. He's the most, well-known character there is.
Green midget.
Yeah, that guy. And the other one is like the first time. He's another character that has been ripped from old Star Wars canon, and it just feels just like a pointless exercise. It just feels like it's just a waste of a character, because now they're either going to have to do another season, which people will slate, or they're not, and then they've wasted that character. It's just, so infuriating.
How infuriating is it?
Very, Ben. I am infuriated. But yeah, so that's my little brush with The Acolyte. Overall, it was a very, very poor series, and Disney need to do better, especially with this rich thing that they've got going on here. Is this guy waiting for an invitation? Or
I think he wants my spot, but he ain't getting it because we ain't moving anywhere.
We can move over then.
Yeah. He's awaiting. Oh, taxi man.
Taxi. Hello, Mr. Taxi Man. Anyway.
Hello, Mr. Taxi Man. Give me a lift here.
Right, let's do final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Memories, older, losing, bad.
Never had it. Losing it because I'm older. No, never
Getting
had
worse.
it.
Getting worse.
Past you always surprises you. Just let it, enjoy it.
Especially with ice cream.
Feel it. Oh, ice cream in the morning. Best thing ever.
Frozen milkshakes from the freezer, from McDonald's, in the morning, with a hangover, you're welcome.
I'll fight you on that. Shake away milkshake when you're hanging first thing in the morning.
Yeah, but if you're still that drunk, probably shouldn't be driving to Ipswich to get one.
No, if you're already in Ipswich.
Oh yeah, if you're in Ipswich.
You know, if you have a hotel room and you wake up and you've missed the breakfast, so you go to Shakeaway and you get a milkshake. Oh.
Yeah, there is that option as well.
That time I was hanging, I had a Skittles and Iron Brew milkshake.
Oh my god, the sugar must have...
Within 10 minutes, I felt fine.
Diabetes.
What goes through people's heads?
Yeah,
honestly.
Why? Stupidity. People. Evil. Annoying.
No, it wasn't even stupidity. It's just why? Just
where's stupidity?
Get out of people's way. Especially my way.
Yeah. Get out of my way, bitch. Twisters.
Very good film.
Very good film. Great
Enjoyable.
time at the cinema. Definitely go and watch it. Don't have to see the original.
Take your missus, take your hubby,
Yeah.
take the family.
Take your partner, take the family. It's a good time for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
Oh my god, everyone behaved in the cinema today.
There was a lot of people going to the toilet.
There was, but I
But
noticed
other
a
than
lot of it was with little mini-me's.
Yeah.
But everyone behaved.
Yeah.
We had no talking, we had no phones.
No.
Didn't
Was
need to shout at anyone.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Rightio.
And The Acolyte, poor.
Acolyte shit, don't watch it. Pointless, waste of time.
Just shits on the lore of Star Wars. And I think this is the thing that annoys me and most people is, and I'm not going to be like, I don't approve of people who review bomb shit. Like, there's no point in review bombing it. Tell the review website, whatever, how you truly feel.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon and give it 1 star because everyone's giving it 1 star. But, so I'm not going to review bomb it. But the thing that annoys me most is, as I said, they've shat on the lore. And why that pisses me off the most is because when Disney bought the rights to Star Wars, George Lucas went, here's all my extended writing. And they went,
It was literally, they had all the information there. They could have
Yeah.
done everything and everybody would have been happy. But they just
They decided to throw that in the fire.
They decided to poo it.
And they could come up with better stories than the creator of the universe. And now they're backpedaling because they're now trying to
bring in old characters to please the people, which is not working.
Which is making them even more angry because it's like, well, if you'd just done that in the first place, do that. But I do not approve of review bomb. I think Paddy's of the same mind.
Yeah,
don't review bomb.
Don't review bomb. If you genuinely don't like it, say you don't like it. Don't just jump on the bandwagon and review bomb it. It's pointless.
But The Acolyte is poor.
It is a shit. It is a shit show. Don't watch it.
It's just boring.
Yeah, it is.
Let us know down in the comments below. Have you seen The Acolyte? What do you think? Have you seen Twisters? What do you think? Have you seen Glenn Powell smile? What do you think?
And if you have, we'll know. You can also email us at sliceoffiregoldpod@gmail.com. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. And if you are listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Cheers. Bye.